Miniature Worlds, Little Landscapes from Thomas Bewick to Beatrix Potter explores 3 centuries of the little landscape in British art and books. The exhibition begins with the work of Thomas Bewick. Bewick pioneered wood engraving and kind of raised the quality of black and white illustration in books, and he did it from here in Newcastle, which is why I've called the first section of the exhibition Tyneside's Tiny Masterpieces, to recognise that these unassuming little tale pieces, which were designed to be fitting in the space below text in a book, really were influential and important. The first section after the opening Bewick works is called Poetic Landscapes. And within this section you can explore the work of William Blake and some of the artists who followed him, such as Samuel Palmer and Edward Calvert. One of the works we're including in the exhibition from the Laying Art Gallery's collection is a watercolour by John Martin. If you're a regular visitor to the Laying, you might know his large canvases, and the fact that they are really large scale is part of the experience of looking at John Martin's paintings. He's also an artist who worked on a very small scale when he was thinking about translating his vision for prints. And the Laying watercolour that we're including is a study for one of his prints. It's about a soldier who leapt into an abyss that had opened up in Rome on his horse to save the city. But in this particular piece, John Martin condenses it into the space of just like a few centimetres. We also have 10 works by Turner coming on loan from Tate, including 7 watercolours. And these are really, really delicate, small vignette watercolours. They're so small scale that he was sometimes working with a brush with just a single squirrel hair. We bring together a number of illustrations from children's literature, including John Tenniel's illustrations to Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, which were quite formative in creating this iconic image of Alice that we have today with her in her headband. A lot of the works do have a connection in some way with illustration and printmaking. So we have printmakers that were working during the kind of revival of the wood engraving technique that Bewick had pioneered 100 years before, including Agnes Miller Parker, Gwen Raverat, Gertrude Hermes, Eric Revilius. And then there are lots of works in the exhibition too that don't relate to image, don't relate to illustration, and we see artists responding to the idea of small scale in different ways, using paint and ceramics and sculpture. Artists like Vicken Parsons, Paul Coldwell, who uses sculptures to create a kind of narrative series that takes us on a journey through a landscape, and also Joanna Whittle. She is interested in the portrait miniature and the idea that historically people have carried portrait miniatures with them to keep their loved ones close to them, but she's kind of applied that idea to landscape and created these quite mysterious, semi-imagined landscapes on a really, really small scale. I hope visitors will enjoy the opportunity to see such a kind of variety of approaches to landscape and realise that landscape doesn't always have to be about a large oil painting or a watercolour, but sometimes it's the artworks we can find hidden in the pages of books that can be inspiring as well.